Very good morning. My name is Anna. I'm the host of Creative Morning Berlin. Today we are in the Factory Berlin. Our speaker today for our global theme reflection is Johanna Schuck, who is an expert in communication, also a mediator. So I hope you enjoy.
Right. Well, thank you so much. I'm very, very happy to be here. Very excited also. And perfect. We're going to talk about nonviolent communication today because that's actually the topic that is my biggest passion, I would say. And, well, professionally, I have other passions too. And the topic for today is a message from the heart. And today we're going to dive deep into, well, how to share appreciation with the help of nonviolent communication so that appreciation actually lands. So today we're going to dive into the question how to get away from compliments that nobody needs to actual appreciation that lands in the heart. And, well, nonviolent communication, it changed my work life, my relationship with friends, it changed also my love life. So, NVC actually helps in every aspect of my life. And ever since I came across NVC, I had a tension with the way it was portrayed because I don't know if you have read some books on nonviolent communication. They're pretty old and the trainings are pretty, outdated sometimes. The examples are pretty they're not for the 21st century. So I kind of made it my mission to change that and to show that nonviolent communication actually has a space today, even more so than ever before. Because I think we can all truly, make the world better by being mindful about how we communicate. And yes, today I'm going to share a secret with you. And the secret is the following: how to make people feel loved, seen, and appreciated through nonviolent communication. So after these 20 minutes, you're going to be equipped with that secret. Who of you knows about Marshall Rosenberg? Okay, roughly half. That's what I thought. Perfect. So Marshall Rosenberg is the founder of nonviolent communication, and he was born in the 1940s in the States. He was a psychologist, and he himself had a pretty difficult childhood. So he himself was not a stranger to violence, in his upbringing, in his environment. And he also was no stranger to being in a bad mood sometimes. Some even say he had an anger problem. That's debated. But he himself got angry very quickly. So just violence and the question, why do some people become violent and why don't others, that's something that stuck with him since he was able to think. And so the one question that he kept asking himself is, how can some people stay in touch with their compassionate selves during hard times? How can people stay in touch with their heart while others turn to violence when facing the same hardship? So that is one question that just wouldn't let him go. And another thing that he found out through his studies is that it's pure luck if we understand each other right away. So he also made it very clear that communication, as much as we try, there's always so much room for misunderstanding. And this is why in 1963 he started to develop the nonviolent communication process. And the one key insight he had is that the way we talk to ourselves and others, that actually really determines on how peaceful we can go through life. And also, especially during his work with his one-on-one clients as a psychiatrist, he discovered that true attention is actually the greatest gift we can give to each other. Because back then he realized, when he actually listens to his patients, if he actually gives them his attention and discovers with them together what they feel, what they need, what their situation is like, then they're actually getting better. And he also thought, I can't just give them pills all the time, so that was just not his style. And based on that, he developed this 4-step process of nonviolent communication. I assure you, it's way more than these 4 steps. However, I think that's what Marshall Rosenberg and nonviolent communication is most known for, those 4 steps. Who has heard of the 4 steps before? Okay, also a couple of people, perfect. And I just want to go into that very quickly and show you by an example how those 4 steps could look like. So the first step in communicating non-violently is to observe what's actually happening. So for example, if in my co-working space, I come to the co-working space and there are dirty dishes in the sink, I could observe, ooh, there's 2 dirty mugs in the sink. That would be an observation. However, a judgment would be, oh my God, it's always so dirty in here, always. So that's the first step. Let's see what's actually happening. Then the second step is the feeling. So a true feeling would be, okay, I feel angry or stressed or amused by the 2 cups in the sink. Everything could be. And a thought or a pseudo feeling could be, I feel so taken advantage of because I always have to clean. This is so unfair. See how this goes? And then the third step is to discover, okay, what need is actually not met right now? Because if I have an unpleasant feeling, that usually shows that some need of mine is not met. So in this moment, it could be my need for order or cleanliness or relaxation is not met by coming into the co-working space and seeing first thing in the morning 2 dirty cups. And a strategy would be to clean it up right away, because strategy is what we do to fulfill our needs. And in the last step, the requests, a true nonviolent communication request would be, hey, could somebody help me? Or I could ask myself, what do I need right now? But a request is, I leave it open for the other person to respond however they want. A demand would be, you help me clean up right away, or I'm going to be very angry. So this is like the 4th step, and those are like the key differentiators that if we actually keep them in mind, it's already making a big difference in how we, in how we go through the world. Can you hear me okay? Perfect. And today, we're going to talk about the first 3 steps, because that's going to be part of the appreciation message that we're going to learn how to communicate today. So I have a question for you. Who made you smile this week? And I'm going to give you a small moment to think about this. And if you have a person in mind that made you smile this week, then you can raise your hand. Then I know when I can continue. Okay, see 1 person smiling and raising their hand. Perfect. All right, great. Keep that person in mind. And no, actually, I want to ask you a question. Have you told that person that they made you smile? If you told that person, then you can also raise your hand. Some people, nice, this is actually more than I expected. And for those people who didn't, I'm going to give you a chance today to do this after the talk. So for me, nonviolent communication is really all about intention, because we have this 4-step process. However, if you want to manipulate somebody, or if you just want to get your way, then you can use the 4 steps and it's not going to lead anywhere. So for me, really creating connection through nonviolent communication, that is for me the key. And it can be either creating a connection with myself or creating a connection with others. And this is also why I like authentic communication or mindful communication. For me, actually, that's a way better term of saying nonviolent communication, because it's really not that much about physical violence. And for authentic connection, it really helps if we know, how do I feel and what do I need? And in nonviolent communication, our needs are seen as like a prime motivator for everything. So basically, everything we do is based on our desire to fulfill a need, which is also nice, because if we really think this through, then there are no bad people, because there are only people who have needs that they're trying to fulfill, and sometimes the strategies are very poorly chosen, yes, that. But deep down, actually people are just trying to meet their needs. And for me, that's somehow a soothing thought sometimes. And let's dive into needs. So I would love to hear from you. Why are you here today? Which kind of need are you trying to fulfill by being here? Yes? Connection, yes. What else? Curiosity, yes. Thank you. Another idea. Why did you rise up in the early morning? Inspiration, yes. so, so yes, coffee would be a strategy. Maybe for the need of being awake, being present. Yes, networking, perfect. Come on, give me one more. Learning, yes. What was that? Yes, having a lovely start in the day. So joy, maybe. Perfect. So as you can see, the strategy of all of us is being here today, and the needs are many. So some are here because they maybe like to be spontaneous, or for the community, for friendship, for inspiration, for learning, for growing, for self-connection, for fun, for exchange. So, and that's the beauty of needs. Like we all have the same needs. Like if we actually get down to the layer of needs, we don't have a conflict anymore, or it's easier to manage a conflict because needs we all understand. We might not share the same needs to the same percentage each time, but like deep down we know what it's like to want to have fun. We know what it's like to need relaxation. We know what it's like to need food. So that is really the one big connection. And that's also why nonviolent communication works for me, because it always dives back down to the needs, so then we can there make a true connection. And now I want to get into the connection between feelings and needs, because that's going to be important for our secret we're going to learn today. So we can summarize it as follows. Pleasant feeling usually leads to, okay, some need of mine is met right now. However, if we experience an unpleasant feeling, then that's a sign that something, a need, is not met right now or is lacking of some sort. So our feelings are actually a great way of showing us what we need or what is also working great. And to make that more clear, I brought you 2 examples from my last week. Actually, that happened yesterday. I had a great dinner with friends. How would you feel if you just had a great dinner with friends? Happy, yes. What else? What? Fulfilled, yes, thank you. Blissful, yes. Grateful. Connected. Yeah, great. So you see, like there are no answers anyway, because it's an individual experience. For simplicity's sake, I also said, I just felt very happy. So what kind of need could have been met by having a dinner with friends, which made me feel happy? Do you have any ideas?
Hunger,
yeah. Yes. Hunger, so the need for food, connection, yes, thank you. Friendship, yes. What else? Think back to the last dinner you had with friends. What kind of need could have been met? What? Heard? To be heard? Yes. Thank you. Yeah. Exchange, yes. Safety, yes. Mm-hmm. So exchange, maybe, yes. Help, support.
to revive friendship.
Yes, 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 yes. Great. Thank you. So you see, there are like so many needs that can be fulfilled by a dinner, and we're all unique. So in my case, my need for community and fun was met. And yeah, actually, we just had a lovely night yesterday. Now, let's see how this works if we have an unpleasant feeling. So for example, if I say, my workload is too much, how could I feel? Yes. Okay, that was quick from like many corners at once, so that is something we all feel sometimes. What else? Stressed, yes. What else? Angry, yes. Mm-hmm. So that is a pseudo feeling. So if you tell yourself the story you're taken advantage of, there's a feeling behind that. So maybe there's like frustration behind it, or yes, yes, yes. Mm-hmm. Helplessness. Also tired, yes. So in my case, I was just simply stressed. So if you feel into this experience, what kind of needs could not be met at the moment? Like, what is it for you that's not met when your workload is too much? Freedom, yes. Joy, yes. No you time, yes. Relaxation. Self-care, yes. So in this case, my need for relaxation and also overview was not met because I was just so overwhelmed. I was like, oh my God, I have no idea what I'm doing. So does that make sense? Pleasant feeling, need is met. Unpleasant feeling, need is not met. Like, very simplified. Okay, perfect. So then now we can get back to today's focus and the superpower of appreciation. And for that, I actually developed a 3-step process, which helped me in my private life, business life a lot, because it gives me a clear 3-step process that I can actually follow if I wanted to say thank you. That's more than a thank you, you're a great friend, or thank you, you're a great colleague, because it goes deeper, which also then leaves more impact. So in these 3 steps, if you really want to craft a thank you message from the heart, the first thing you can do is to state the observation. Like, if somebody made you smile, or if you're very grateful or happy about something or somebody, then you can think, okay, what is the observation? Like, what happened? What was the trigger that made me smile right now? And then the task here is to not say you're always like this or you're always like that, but really state specifically what happened. Like the 2 mugs in the sink. The dishes are not always dirty, but they're actually specifically 2 mugs in the sink. And it really makes a difference if we take care to observe what's really happening, because then people feel seen. Then the next step is to state the feeling. So what are you feeling when that person made you smile? Happy or thankful or relieved, or whatever it is, share that. And then you can also say, okay, what need was met through this act that you loved? And now, you just showed me that you're very well capable of doing that in the 2 examples of getting from feelings to needs. So in a short moment, I'm going to ask you to dive deep into yourselves and be like, okay, I was happy, but why was I happy? Which need of mine was met? And then you can actually share that with the person that made you smile. However, before, I'm going to share a small example with you so you can actually see how this works in reality, or how this works in reality for me. So a couple of weeks ago, I went to Greece with some of my friends, and due to work reasons, I had to come 1 day later. And so I also arrived late in the night. And when I landed in Athens at the airport and I turned the flight mode off, the first message that popped up on my phone was a message from my girlfriend's group. We had a group chat. And the first message that I read was, "Hey Johanna, we're so excited that you're coming. This is a detailed description of how you're getting from the airport to our Airbnb. And we know it's late and we want you to arrive safe. And we're so happy that you're going to be here finally." And one could say, well, it's a small text. We have so many texts today. However, for me, getting this text and the first thing when I landed, I felt so thankful, because for me that message, it showed that they cared about me and that they really wanted me to be there. So at that moment, my need for support was really, really met, because also I was wondering too, how am I going to get in the middle of the night from Athens airport to whatever Airbnb we booked? So it was, for me, my need for care and appreciation and support was fulfilled through this message. So what can I do with that when I figured out, okay, now I know why I'm grateful, great. Either I can enjoy that for myself and be happy because I know why I feel how I feel, or I can choose to share that, because I truly believe in, why not make somebody's day brighter if they just made my day brighter, or why not just make somebody's day brighter just for the heck of it? So what I said on our last night is the following. Ladies, I really want to say thank you. When I received your text when I landed in Athens, that was the observation, that made me smile. That's a feeling, because I felt supported by you. And that's the need. And as you see right now, it's... Is it my time? All right. And as you see, it doesn't need to be strictly in this 3-step process. It doesn't need to have feeling words or need words. And that's also like a tension I have with the conventional NVC books, because there sometimes they make it seem like it's a very strict process you have to follow. You have to use the correct words always. I say no. I say speak the way you want to speak and use your words. Make it your own. Make it authentic, because then the message actually lands. So let's get back to who made you smile this week. And I'm going to ask you to keep this person in mind. And then do these 3 steps for you. I'm going to give you now a minute to think about what could be the observation, what was the feeling, what was the need. You're allowed to take out your phones and take some notes. And then if we have time, I would love for you to be in exchange about that. But yes, now first, take a minute and think about what could be your thank you message if you now have 1 minute to craft it. Then I would love for you to turn to your neighbor, somebody you have not spoken to yet, and just share your experience. Slowly come to an end with the talking, please. Oh my God, what did I start here? All right, slowly come to an end, please. All right. Thank you. Well, actually, I'm very happy. I'm very happy that you were so deep into conversation that you didn't want to stop. This is perfect. You can also take this up when this talk is done. If now some questions arose, you can also use the Q&A for that. If somebody struggled with their 3-point messages, you can also talk to me afterwards. Sometimes it's really just a small nudge you need, and then it makes sense. Because I know it can be quite difficult at times to actually, get the distinctions right. How did it go? I would love to hear maybe 1 or 2 quick statements from the crowd. How did it go? How was that? Good. That was very quick, thank you. What else?
It's helpful because it makes you relive the good moment you had, because you're thinking about it, you're reliving the nice feeling you had around it.
So it's hard for you to tell when is the right moment?
Sorry?
So it's hard for you to tell when is the right moment?
No. But sharing my moment or why I was thankful, it made me refeel the joy of having that.
It made you feel the joy, perfect, yes. It actually, it's a joy for the other person and also for us because we get to relive it. Yes, thank you. Okay, one last person. Yes?
Actually, the question made me think a lot. There were so many good things in this week that I didn't realize, I noticed that how those things made me happy.
So just...
So I didn't also appreciate.
So reflecting about who made you smile actually made you smile right now. Perfect, great. All right, well then that's it from me. I thank you very much. And then now we have time for questions, I think, right?